Hello and welcome everyone to the Down the Middle podcast. All three of us are here. It's going to be marvelous.
Again.
So long as
Yeah.
YouTube tells me that we've started. There it is. Yeah, I don't know. I just must have a piece of crap tablet because it's still the tablet. My phone's told me we're live, but
Yeah, mine's did too. Like 30 seconds
the
ago.
the tablet still has not.
Yep. Yep. Told me it's live too.
Tells me that we've started. There it is. Yeah, I don't know. I just must have a piece of crap tablet, and I'm just going to make sure that yours because it's still the tablet. My phone's told me we're live, but yeah, mine's did too. But okay, everybody sounds good. Like I said, welcome everybody to Down the Middle. And today, it's that time of year again, post WrestleMania Future Endeavors announcements. Um, there were some surprising ones this time, though. A lot of times when they do a round of releases, there might be like one kind of like, oh, didn't see that coming. And then everybody else is like, who?
Yeah.
But some of these are legitimately surprising to me. Like I said, I did not see. Oh, you piece of crap tablet! You didn't even notify me. You horrible, horrible thing. So let's just get right into it. But before we get there, I want to let everybody know tonight's podcast is brought to you by our friends at Vizard.ai and 1Q. We will touch on both of those as we go along, but let's hit the ground running. We had five, not six. Five is less than six. We had five main roster releases, and pretty much, well, half of them were surprising, the other half not so much. But probably the biggest surprise is Braun Strowman got released again.
Um.
Not really. They wasn't using him. He was just a
Well.
train.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I read a little article about that situation, and Triple H even came out and said that um it had nothing to do with Braun Strowman himself. There was no bad blood or anything. It was just he wanted more money, and he wasn't offering more money.
Fair enough.
Like he said, the door's wide open if he ever wants to come back. It's just it just a lot of trouble things happened with Braun the last couple of years where he's just gotten hurt just randomly
Seriously,
out
say
all of a sudden.
I know. There's been quite a few injuries. But that's a guy who is kind of like Lance Archer in AEW, and it's like it's a guy that you can always use, but for some reason they don't.
Yeah.
They started to use him, then for some reason they just stopped. As soon as they started with the train gimmick, that's when it went downhill.
I mean, yeah, honestly, and the thing of it is you always have the monster problem, which we've alluded to. Is like you got a guy that in the real world, like yeah, Brock Lesnar can probably beat him in a fight, but
Yeah.
there aren't
Hypothetically, nobody else is.
yeah, there aren't that many other people. I mean, maybe it's a big maybe, which I guess is what makes the spectacle and why a good match is awesome. But yeah, it's like the giant Lance Archer problem. Like, who in AEW could beat Lance Archer in a fight? Maybe Bobby Lashley.
Shelton.
Maybe.
Or
I mean, Lance
I'm
Archer's a
pretty
big
sure.
dude.
I know, I know.
Oh yeah, that's true. Shelton Benjamin was an NCAA. Was he an NCAA champion? I want to say he was.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. Okay. So that's yeah. So that you can probably count on one hand is the point that I'm trying to make
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
of people that if Lance Archer weren't such a nice guy, could he can pick up and throw basically all of them. So yeah, but Braun is gone. I'm not gonna lie. I think that we might see him back maybe once he can maybe recoup, do some rehab because I know that his knees were problematic for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's in every big guy though. Like they're gonna have knee problems. I mean, on top of all the heavy lifting they do, plus carrying their body like they do.
When he
I-
slimmed down, this is not
Oh
recently. I
yeah.
mean, he slimmed way down.
Oh yeah, he
Even
did.
yeah,
From when he first started with the Wyatts.
wasn't he like 330 when he started with the Wyatts? I mean, he
I
was
think so. It was like 330, 345.
something
I
like
think
maybe
even more than that.
yeah, maybe for some reason 350 popped into my mind, and that felt like it wasn't real, but I don't know, maybe. But yeah, he slimmed down quite a bit. I think he's in the high twos now, isn't he? or like maybe he's like
Probably.
260, 270, which is still like he's still a massive dude, but
Oh, 100%.
yeah. And the thing though was he was entertaining, so but we'll
It
see.
says he's 386 now.
Oh
I don't
bullshit.
know. But he is 6'8", so it's
Alright,
different.
okay, yeah.
I didn't realize he was that tall.
Oh,
I knew
yeah.
it was tall, but I don't buy that he's almost 400 pounds. Not now.
No.
Uh-huh.
But then also, I'm I'm surprised they let her go, but I'm not surprised in terms of like they haven't really been doing anything with her. And I think this might be a mistake, but to your point, Brian, it might be a money thing. Shayna Baszler.
Yeah. Well, the writing was in the wall a long time ago. They wasn't using her, especially after her friend left. Um
Marina
the other
Shafir.
fire. No, no, the actual fire. The famous
Oh,
Ronda.
one.
Ronda
Yeah, Ronda,
Rousey.
Ronda. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, after that match, that's when they had no use for her. Like
Well, what's funny is
made
I
yeah.
actually really liked that match. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a
It was
different
pretty good.
take.
Although we're seeing Brian, you're not going to believe this. I'm actually going to sing the praises of GCW for a moment.
Oh,
They did that what was it called? Was it Bloodsport event?
yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Dude, that's interesting because for those who didn't see it, it's I mean it's basically this stage looked like the movie Bloodsport. It's just a ring with no ropes
Hmm.
Yeah.
and they did like an MMA style pro wrestling match. And I don't know if it'll catch on, but I kind of want it to because that might be I don't think it'll catch on because I think it's too similar to MMA and why watch a staged version of that when you can see the real thing, I guess. But conversely, you could say the same thing about freestyle wrestling, which there's an announcement at the end of the show. We'll touch on that, but I gotta say because I think Natty was there. Natty, yeah,
Yeah, she
Yep.
Natty
Natty
made
was
was.
it,
there.
and that
She
match
that's the
looked.
best I've seen her.
You know what? Yeah, there's certain
No,
wrestlers that would thrive in an environment like that, and she wasn't the only one.
absolutely.
It was I'm kind of surprised they let her do it.
I mean,
She,
the
Yeah.
one guy,
Yeah.
the one guy from Alpha Academy was there too,
I
or
was
not
gonna
Alpha
say, yeah,
Academy,
she,
but what's his
yeah,
name? He's with the tag team, or he's with
Oh, Gable. Chad
yeah,
Gable.
he's with Chad Gable. Yeah,
I know who you're talking about, but I'm spacing on his name.
yeah.
Um,
To my
but
Otis or
Otis wasn't
No,
there. I know who you're talking about. He's
it's in the group he's with now.
I know. The two brothers. The
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
Creed
one of the
brothers.
brothers.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I'm intrigued, and I know, and I'll give credit where credit's due. That was clearly an experiment,
Hmm.
and I think it might have a future. Maybe not a weekly thing, but I think that could be a special kind of match that would give people like Ronda Rousey who are coming from MMA and learning pro wrestling, that could be a really interesting stepping stone for them.
Yeah.
That could be. I don't
It
know.
It's like a better version of like Raw Underground.
I mean
Like it
Yeah,
basically,
was
yeah,
done better.
like it felt more like a real fight. Is
Yeah.
it's a different style, and I think there was probably, at least from what I saw, there seemed to be a lot more freedom in what people were able to do. It seemed more like you were trying to win a fight. Now there were some elements like I think there were still like suplexes and stuff that's very pro wrestling, but then there were also,
Hmm.
more jujitsu kind of stuff, more like catch as catch can wrestling, which I miss personally. So it was pretty cool to see that. But we'll
I
see.
don't
I
know.
hope
My go ahead, and I'll say mine real
I
quick.
was gonna say I just hope GCW was smart enough to get a trademark on that because WWE steal that shit in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't know. Back to the Shayna thing and her being released. Like, to be honest, I've never been a Shayna fan. I
Really?
just have.
Oh,
I just haven't. Like,
I
I've tried
can't
to go.
talk.
I've tried to go back and watch some of her like her NXT days,
yeah.
like
Hmm.
when it was like prime Shayna, and I just couldn't get into it. Same with Ronda, just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Ronda, but I got into Shayna. Like I actually liked her, especially in NXT. I liked her when she came up.
I was just gonna say in NXT,
Hmm.
Shayna Baszler was next level, and then like happened a lot during that era. Somebody who was a literal god in NXT goes to the main roster, and it's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
can't
only
explain it.
people who like really benefit for that was like KO and Asuka for a good bit.
And
Yeah.
And
funny enough
Sammy,
that you
yeah.
mentioned that because you know what they have in common.
What?
They debuted on the main roster as NXT champion before they went full time.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, because Kevin Owens was facing John Cena.
Yep, yep. He made it interesting because like he
Well,
stepped on I think the United
it
States
also
belt.
doesn't it also doesn't bury the NXT title when somebody gets called up.
Absolutely,
Like
yeah.
if you're
It
getting called up,
escalated.
yeah, exactly. Because like if you're getting called up from a minor league baseball team, you don't have to lose your tournament
Yeah,
to get called up, right? Like
yeah.
it
It
makes
wouldn't make
sense that you
sense.
would,
Yeah.
it would make sense that you win a championship and then you get called up. I never understood why they were so insistent on the vast majority of people having to lose the NXT title and then they get a promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is dumb. There should be
You're
so many more
absolutely right.
instances of what they did with Asuka where she
Yeah, that was
she,
perfect.
she never got beat for the NXT title. She gave it
Hmm.
back because that's the condition of your promotion. You can't be the NXT champion and be full time on the main roster. And I think the next one, who has the she had the NXT Women's title, but same difference, right? At least in NXT. Cora Jade, not Cora Jade. I'm sorry. Roxanne Perez
Yeah,
has the NXT Women's Championship. Right? No, Stephanie Vacker has it.
Yeah. Yeah. She
she
has
had it. She
definitely
had it
has it
for a
right
bit.
now.
Oh, Stephanie's gonna have it when she gets called up to the main roster.
They were
That
already kind of teasing it.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Oh God. Oh, American Lover. I thought Donald Trump was in the chat. Oh, breaking
Oh
news:
god.
Donald Trump had bought AEW together and will make AEW great again.
Get
Hey,
out of here.
it works. It's still MAGA. Listen, I called Tony. I said, Tony, you got a great show, but it's kind of stupid. I don't understand why everybody's so small. They're so small. They're very tiny. Tiny Tony's what I call him. Tiny Tony. And
That's great.
I said, Tony, you're not making any sense. Why did you fire CM Punk? I know he's a liberal, but he's a really good guy. Oh, God.
That's great. Clip
That's
that.
spot on.
That's great.
Welcome. For those who can't see it, there's a someone entered the chat with a profile picture of Donald Trump and said, "Breaking news: Donald Trump had bought AEW together." Yeah, sadly, I think he probably could do better with it, even though the booking would change week to week. But that's happening now, so it certainly can't get any worse. Yeah. Next week, we're gonna put a 25% upcharge on all tickets. We're gonna do it. WWE screwing us big time. Enough of that. But yeah, dude, I just Shayna's problem, which I say, if Shayna Baszler has a detriment, it's she has a personality, so it's hard for me to describe this. She has a personality that's not typically what you see in pro wrestling. She is the honestly, her vibe works way better in Japan because her vibe is very similar to like a Minoru Suzuki.
Yes, absolutely. I think he was trained, or she was trained by him,
Actually,
or
that would make sense because that
I'm
silent
pretty
killer
sure she
gimmick,
mentioned that in one interview. She was trained by him.
yeah, and it worked for Shibata too. Like,
Yeah. Hmm.
those times. Like I said, I kind of, I'll be honest, I kind of hope she probably doesn't need to go to Japan because I'm sure she's got
I
plenty
honestly
of
think that
money.
would be really good for
That
her.
would be awesome. She
Hmm.
is somebody that I think on, and I'm going to be honest here. I don't say this very often. I think she's someone who could go to AEW and do well there
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
think
I
her
think
and
she'll
Britt.
bring it more legitimate,
well,
like more
and
fighting.
she's a foil for she's a perfect foil for Tony Storm
Oh yeah.
right now because Tony up to this point, Tony has been facing the vast majority of her like championship opponents have been people that are a lot like her
Like
insofar
her,
as
yeah, exactly. The
they
glamour,
talk,
yeah,
they kind of they kind of go for the more sexy vibe, and Shayna would just get in there and do this.
yeah. I
And
honestly want to
when
see her against Ember Moon, or
yeah, and here
Athena.
and here's the
That would
thing:
be really good too.
When Shayna did cut the promo the Wednesday before pay per view, she said, "Tony," she'll say, "Tony, for 3 weeks you've been out here and you're telling me how awesome, how great you are, how time limit, blah 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 blah. The fact is, it's not going to change it that when I make you pass out in the ring on Sunday, and that's it. And now you want to watch that match."
Absolutely,
Two
I
sentences.
definitely.
I could really see Shayna going to AEW though. Like she
That's
goes
what I'm
anywhere, she'll
saying.
go.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
Tony, call me.
what I'm saying.
Call me. We'll make AEW great again. First thing we're gonna do is fire all the Canadians. They're here illegally.
I was gonna say the Young Bucks.
That's great.
We're gonna fire the Young Bucks because they're from California. California is no bueno. Oh god. This one also surprised me though. Dakota Kai got released.
We were just talking about her, like
I know, right? Like she's
literally, like
actually
last week.
well, and upon further reflection, it does seem like they're wanting Io Sky to become more of a solo act. And
Yeah.
if and this seems to prove it because if that's the case, what's Dakota Kai gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I just wish they use her besides like in her fashion on her own. I think she's really good, but she always got hurt, so it
Hmm.
kind of like stop and go.
I agree, and
Mhm.
I'm not saying she can only, but she was doing a very good job as sort of a supporting act up
Oh
until
yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah,
and
absolutely. Yeah.
that could have that's not a dig because that a lot of
Yeah.
our favorite wrestlers started as supporting acts.
Hmm.
Batista was a supporting act.
Yeah, Reverend
Randy
Batista.
Orton was a supporting act. John Cena wasn't really a supporting act, but he just came out and was supposed to be a punching bag for Kurt Angle. But then Stephanie McMahon heard him rap.
Ruthless aggression.
As much as we make fun of
I
that,
still
though,
remember that.
we still remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every single time.
Yeah, I remember watching it. Like I saw that actually live.
Which you gotta, okay, so here's the interesting thing about that. You gotta remember for the time, I'm not gonna go so far as to say it was cool, but it was different.
Yeah, yeah, because especially we knew it was turning to a different era. It was
Hmm.
no longer the Attitude Era. They was trying to do this other era. We know what it was going to be called, what it was going to be about. And then he like, came out that whatever Friday or whatever night that was.
I think it was SmackDown, yeah. So
Hmm.
I think wasn't SmackDown on Tuesdays then? I can't remember.
Yeah, it got moved around.
Yeah, I think nah, I don't remember.
SmackDown's been just about every day of the week except Monday.
Yeah,
Monday and Wednesday.
Monday and Wednesday,
yeah.
yeah.
Was Raw always on Monday?
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
It's always been Monday Night Raw.
Uh-huh.
So Dakota Kai's another one where I'm not shocked, but I'm also kind of surprised because she
I
was
hate it
just
because it's the
starting.
second time.
She was just starting to get interesting again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
She
kill
got
me.
fired like what, 2 years ago?
Was she on the main roster then? I can't remember.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. No, because I remember when she was a babyface in NXT, she had that program with, ironically, Shayna Baszler.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I
you're right.
loved it.
And
That was so
it was really
good.
good. Shayna
That
beat
was
her up
so.
really bad.
But you believed it, and Dakota Kai did a
Exactly.
fantastic job.
She did.
I'm watching that match knowing full well that these two are cooperating to put on a show, and I'm like, kick her ass, Dakota. Even though you don't have a snowball's chance in hell, but kick her ass.
Dude, that's good
Do those
shit.
kicks.
And then they released Caden Carter. Not surprised.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the tag those two, but they was like legitimate the only two tag teams, or the only tag team
Oh
that
yeah,
was
yeah. Oh, because yeah,
really there.
that's true. Yeah, they're and
You
then
know, like,
Katana
yeah,
Chance.
yeah.
Now Okay, maybe somebody knows this, but because of TikTok, are Caden Carter and Damian Priest a thing?
I
Um,
honestly never heard of that.
Because they do
I don't think
TikToks together all the time, so
I
it
have no
seems like they
idea.
live together.
maybe.
It certainly seems that way. Either that or they're very close friends, and that's like, yeah, that's even like because they seem to be together a lot, and like fine. But I'm just curious because I see her TikToks and they always seem to be with him, and they, frankly, they look like girlfriend TikToks where he's like,
Gotcha. Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't really want to do it, but it's not that big of a deal, so he like just humors her. But I don't know. So yeah, she and Katana Chance are gone. Um, not surprised at all by that one. But to your point, Hakeem, yeah, it was like they were one of three tag teams in the women's division,
yeah,
and
It's
now they're
quite a
gone.
bit.
So I don't know what we're gonna do because they broke up the other tag team of Naomi and Jade. So now
yeah.
we basically have
Live.
Raquel and Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who else?
just about.
Isn't it someone else?
Not that I can think
Hmm.
of because Chelsea Green's not in a tag team anymore. She's
Oh,
got
yeah,
her
you're right. It's
lackeys.
Chelsea and Piper, but they're not really tag teams. There's
No, not anymore.
friends or
Because now Piper's her lackey instead
yeah,
of
yeah,
her
yeah,
teammate.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know.
right. So honestly, I think they're gonna get rid of the tag teams. They kind of curse.
Which is kind of a shame because it it wouldn't be difficult to make those women's tag titles mean something,
Hmm.
but for some reason they just don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's like the wrestling that we've seen from 20 years ago. There was a lot of women, but they managed to be able to use the women correctly. But it's
Eh.
now over the. In my opinion, they used them. I mean, I guess I don't know.
When they
I know
were
what you
on the
mean. Yeah,
show, they were
Yes.
generally speaking used well. They just, and I agree with this. I don't think
yeah,
that the women were as you because you're talking about that sweet spot when we had like Victoria,
Yes.
yeah.
why am I
Molly,
blank? Alita, Molly
Trish.
Holly,
Yeah.
Trish, yeah, that and Melina, and we're not talking the total. Although the Total Divas era wasn't awful, but that was where some matches looked
Yeah,
a little bit more
because you
like
still had
dance
like AJ
choreography.
Lee during that
Yeah,
era. She was
AJ,
really good.
AJ, Nikki
Even
Bella wasn't
Paige.
bad. Yeah, Paige. Yeah, Paige and AJ were definitely the wrestlers of that particular group, but
Yeah.
not and like and well, Natty was there. Natty's
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
obviously
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
wrestler.
Well,
Natty's always there.
I think the issue is like they're trying to push forward with women wrestling now that they have so many they don't know what to do with.
And that's probably true because then you have like right now you've got your Raquel and Liv, and then you've got Stephanie Vacker and Julia that are going to come up sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
They're Rhea, Bianca, Alexa Bliss is back.
Is
Charlotte's
she?
back, but we're not going to talk about that. Well, yeah, that's a good point too. And then you've got Tiffany Stratton, but she's busy.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
But it's
Like
just
so
they've got so many they just don't know.
Honestly, it's like they don't know how to book women. It's like, yeah, pretty much. It's like the
you
booking
don't
has
book
been
them.
so lackluster.
Well, it's weird because you don't book them any differently than you do the men today. I know back in the
Yeah,
day you booked them differently, but
Yeah.
it's a personal issue or a championship. Well, like what they're doing with Julia and Stephanie, it's like it's a rivalry, but a
yeah,
rivalry with respect. And they've already had
hmm,
fuck. I mean, geez, how many matches have they had in NXT already? And they're all good.
yeah.
Variable.
Like it's as Jim Cornette would say, it's not complicated.
Speaking of
Honestly,
Cornette,
ROH has really good women's wrestling, but no one
Yeah,
sees it.
except I can't watch it.
Yeah, but honestly, it's really good. What Athena did to that whole division, and it's really good wrestling. It just No one knows about it.
Yeah, it's too bad it was a tree that fell in the forest when nobody was looking.
Yeah, exactly. No one's there.
Well, speaking of Cornette, did you see the thing that AW put out about Cornette?
Yeah, and oh my God, the desperation is strong with them. Like,
I had a way to put your foot in your mouth.
it's-
Like, why did you have to make it a point saying, "Oh, we tried to invite Cornette all these times. He didn't want
which
to
is
join.
true.
So you know what? You can't come at all." So like, what was the
They
point of
ban
even
him.
making it?
Because the Young Bucks and Tony are 12 years old.
You're banned.
Oh my God. Like, here's the thing, and this is why it's dumb, right? They think and to be fair, with their core audience, they are gonna get some attaboys, but the problem is Cornette's audience is bigger. It is. Sorry, not
Yeah,
sorry. But it is. Cornette's audience is bigger. That being said, like AEW should hope and pray that Jim Cornette would come on their television. He never will. He said as much, but what they could do in terms of ratings if Jim Cornette just showed up on a Dynamite and hit one of the Bucks or Kenny with a tennis racket.
yep.
I, bold prediction, and we'll never know because it's never going to happen. But I'm not going to lie. If Jim Cornette at the close of a Dynamite came out and hit Kenny with a tennis racket, I think the next week on Dynamite you'd have 2 million viewers. I think it'd be just as big, if
I
not
think in
bigger
a
than CM
perfect,
Punk.
I think in a perfect scenario, you have him do it to Tony. Tony can walk away from booking, or Tony can walk away from the on-screen thing, and we can all think Jim Cornette's finally booking the wrestling back like it was back in the '80s.
No, I'll tell you what you do because this not I'd be okay with that, but shit, how do you do that? Because what I was gonna say is you have Cornette beat up. Oh, okay, I got it. But this won't work because Kenny's opposed to the Young Bucks for some reason right now.
Oh, he
But
is? Oh.
yeah, he did that poop promo where he literally said poop instead of crap.
Oh,
Like
okay. Yeah,
Kenny,
I remember.
like I
Yeah.
get that you don't want to say shit on television, but say crap. Don't say poop. Like,
Mhm.
what are you, 9?
EG.
Oh my God, it's rated TV 14. I know
Hilarious.
that's a couple years too old for your sensibilities, Mr. Omega, but oh God. But yeah, so you have Cornette come out, and it turns out that Tony called him, and Cornette said, "You know what, Tony, you finally," and he could cut this promo on Dynamite, and oh, that crowd would boo him so bad, and it would be glorious. Be like, Tony, you finally listened to me. You called me up and said, I need to get rid of the Buckaroos. But he can cut Tony up too, because the secret to this is you have to get Jim Cornette as the on screen authority figure in
Yeah.
AEW. And so you can have it to where he gets the job from Tony. And he says, I'll only do it if you make me Booker. And I am Booker until I say I'm done. It's in my contract, which we all know that no contract like that exists. But AEW has already shown that people can, you know, uh, Meltzer driver their boss. So contract logic doesn't exist.
It's wrestling.
So that being said, and frankly, I much more believe Tony being injured via tennis racket than a Meltzer driver.
Listen, in the first
Yeah.
promo he ever books, he has to call Kenny Omega Twinkle Toes McFingerbang.
And like I said, and the Buckaroos and all the names. Because here's the thing, to be fair, I think Kenny would do it. I think the Bucks are the ones that wouldn't be able to get over
Yeah.
themselves. Because honestly, I think Kenny probably chuckles at Twinkle Toes McFingerbang. He seems like he's
Yeah.
got a decent enough sense of humor.
Yeah, I don't think Kenny cares enough.
But I can tell you with almost absolute certainty that every time the Young Bucks hear the Hardley Boys, they get
Oh
mad.
yeah.
The Hardley Boys, the Buckaroos, the Kunkabunga Kids.
Mookabunga
Oh, yeah,
Kids. That's
especially that
hilarious.
one.
I've never heard that one before.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh now, and he calls their like group the California Raisins.
That's an insult. I used to love them.
Oh God, it's funny. I'm sorry, Jim Cornette's show is entertaining as hell. Which, by the way, they were. I recently watched a clip from a fairly recent episode. This has to do with our announcement later. But they were quoting Hulk Hogan, who, in an interview, talking about how he had an opportunity to get in with, and I quote, Brock Lesnar right after he was out of the UFC. It never happened. Not with Hogan. But he
No.
is. But he was talking about Shelton Benjamin. But he said in this Benjamin Shelton cat. Oh my god.
Did you see the new group that Hogan built or has together?
That's
I
our
don't.
announcement. That's our announcement
Oh,
at the end of the show. Which so that you don't miss it, we'll go ahead and skip and we'll get to NXT releases because nobody gives a shit. Um, and I found this out via Jim Cornette. I actually tried to find the video they made and I couldn't find it on YouTube, so that's weird. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are at it again. But just when you thought they couldn't have a dumber idea than what they've already had, that's right. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff have unveiled real American freestyle wrestling.
Oh, I did hear about this. Yeah.
I didn't know exactly anything. I didn't know exactly what was going on. I had just seen
Yeah.
some kind of promo that they put out.
Yeah.
So it is, and I quote, unscripted freestyle wrestling that aims to blend traditional wrestling competition with entertainment elements.
Wow,
So
just
I don't know if any of you guys, my nephew wrestles. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to an amateur wrestling match.
No,
It's
I
it
haven't.
it I don't want to say it's boring, but compared to pro wrestling, I guess let me put it this way. There's a reason that, you know, they don't sell out those events because unless you're in it and
yeah.
into it, it's kind of. I mean,
That's what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like more raw. There's no polish. There's no, just wrestling.
it's very sport, you
Yeah.
know. And the thing is, like, I can watch it and be into it, but that's not a universal thing. It's kind of like a good example for me would be like watching basketball is boring as shit to me. And I know I'm weird because I know a lot of people love to watch basketball, but I'm not one of those people.
I don't watch no sport, so I'm
I,
right
I
there.
watch some I watch some college football, and that's about it.
I don't even know how
But
you
yeah,
play it. All I know is about balls kicking, and that's it.
I watch football, NFL and college. I also played for 12 years, so
what position did
High
you play?
school.
Were you offensive line?
I play offense and defense. I play both sides of the ball.
Nice. Were you center or just on the line?
Yeah, I played center or I was backup right guard, and then I was always tackle or nose tackle.
Nice.
I have no idea what that means.
He hit people.
Yes.
Very hard.
The guy who had the ball didn't want to be in his way.
Mm,
Okay. Okay.
no.
Um, but yeah, so apparently their first event is going to be in August of this year, August
Oh,
30th.
it's
So
pretty
we'll
soon.
see. And now their release said that they were going to have a pay-per-view event in July of this year, but I think it was a misprint. I think their first pay-per-view is going to be in 2026, but we don't know yet. God, there's no way this is going to work.
I don't think it is either, to be honest.
There's no way this is going to work.
The last show that he ran back in like what was it, like the early 2000s. God, what was that called? I'll look that up real quick. But like it ran for like what 3 seasons maybe?
Oh,
Like if that.
that's actually impressive.
What,
I think it
Hogan?
was. Yeah,
Wasn't it
Hogan
like
had
a show where he was on a boat or something?
no.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to tell everybody about our first sponsor. If you make content, not contact, if you make contact, that's a different podcast, especially First Contact. But if you make content on the internet, particularly podcasts or anything long form, you know as well as we do that growth on YouTube it'd be hard, yo. It'd be real hard. But the biggest tool in your arsenal is short form content, specifically YouTube Shorts, and then things like TikTok, Instagram Reels. YouTube Shorts is the big one. The only problem with that is to do that well, it takes a lot of time and a lot of know-how because you have to be conscious of what's actually going to show up on the screen, and then the text that YouTube puts on the bottom, and then the menu. You have to be totally conscious of that and edit accordingly. Well, that's where our friends at Vizard.ai come in because they have the greatest tool for creating short term content I've ever used. And that's why I use them. And that's why I tell you about them because it's the best. You don't even need to look elsewhere. What it does, the first awesome thing it does, you don't actually have to upload a video. You can just use a YouTube link and they'll upload it for you. And then their AI technology chops it up into various clips that are the most likely to go viral based upon search terms and keywords that are hot at the time that you're creating the videos, chops them up for you, pre edits them like us. It would do a triple screen if all of us are talking, and auto captions it, but you can edit or delete those if you want to. The other really cool thing it does is it gives you a viral score up in the top right corner of your workspace. It gives you a viral score out of 10 on how likely that clip is to perform well on YouTube and across online media, and explains why. So you can, sort of tweak it with that in mind, or you can just do a quick batch export and have about 40 or so shorts in about 15 minutes. It's the greatest tool ever. And if you click the first link down in the description, it tells Vizard that we sent you and you would be helping the podcast tremendously. Plus, I think you have an early sign up special if you use our link. So you should definitely check that out if you're making short form content on the internet.
Yeah, it does help a whole lot.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
In
like
fact, yeah,
yeah, I was looking at it before. It's that although AI podcast you did, that
yeah.
was mind blowing. It's like real people.
Oh, that's another tool, but yeah, that one.
Yeah, I know, but
Much less control, but you can manipulate it.
uh-huh.
Every time I make one, I do a little experiment to see how what I can get it to do. I shouldn't say get away
Yeah.
with, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, "Wow, that worked. Didn't see that coming. Totally thought
Yeah,
they would ignore that."
yeah. Like AI is the future.
Well, Justin giggles every time it says the word fuck.
Yeah.
It's like it's so weird. And then one time the completely artificial intelligent digital created voice said that she took her kids to go see a movie, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's like real people talking, like analyzing the podcast in short form. So like it was really good. But
so, some of the times I chuckle, some of the times I
yeah.
find it very funny. But what did we
Mhm.
find out what Hulk Hogan's wrestling company was?
Still can't figure it out.
I know
He
he
had it.
did something.
It was a short wrestling
It
promotion.
it wasn't Wrestling Society X because that was MTV.
Um,
Was it All American Wrestling? Cannot remember for the life of me. Hulk Hogan, not Hofen, Wrestling Company.
see the thing, it only brings up his thing now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. It doesn't show what it was before. Like he was and it just shows about TNA and stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Something
know.
called XWF. Never heard of it.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
XWF. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. Right when you said it, I'm like, yes, that's what it was.
yeah. Same here. It's the minute you said that, and
Never heard of it.
I remember seeing it only because Benji used to have it. He
Mm.
used to have the CD copy of it. And I used to watch it, and it was the shits.
for 1
That's
year.
why it didn't last long.
The drizzling shits.
The
Oh,
drizzling
I
shit.
heard about this. Yeah, Jimmy Hart was in it and stuff like
Yeah,
Yep.
that.
yeah. Jimmy Hart
Yeah,
was involved.
So was
Jeff Long and
there's a lot of older wrestlers involved
yeah,
in it, but it was dude, it was the shits.
I remember. Hyper was there for a bit.
From 2001 to 2002.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't realize it was that late. I thought that was. Although
Yeah.
that makes sense. That would have been when WCW was out of commission. But speaking of things that are over, NXT released a bunch of people. Some of them do surprise me though. Not gonna lie, because Cora Jade got released.
It surprised me, but not
Yes.
really.
It's another one of those where once I thought about it for a second, I was kind of like, yeah, I
They
guess
stopped
because
using her that much.
yeah, that's kind of. Although, holy crap, she might hold the record for going down the AEW female wrestler track that I
Hey.
laid out that 80 to 90% go down. She's already got an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah.
even
She's like, I'm going to start in next few months or so. The content.
Yep.
not e-
Yep.
not even mad.
Well, I mean, but she's also she's gumming up the order.
Yeah, look at Mandy. Like how much money she made off of it. So not
I don't know
kind of
how much money she
surprised.
made, but clearly she is because she hasn't. So I guess I
Yeah, yeah.
guess I guess if you're only in it for the money, what you do if you're a woman and you're only in it for the money, what you do is you convince WWE to hire you and just get on TV as much as you can, and then when they release you, just start an OnlyFans. You'll be set
I
for.
knew it was going down when she changed her look and got enhancements. When that happened, I was like, oh, okay.
When she got enhanced.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
One might say she was an enhancement talent.
That's what Vince called him.
They need enhancements. All of them. The one that did surprise me though is Gigi Gigi Dolan.
Dolan.
Yeah, Dolan,
Dolan.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one did surprise
Yeah.
me also because
That
like
well, she just had a match.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, bye. That was the
And like
last one.
she's in well, not anymore, but she was in a current and active tag team in NXT. And they just had a title match like a week or two ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago against Raquel
Something
and
like that.
Liv. It might have been three
It was
weeks
like
ago.
when Manny left and it was just her and JC Jace, and then they broke up, and then it's like what to do with Gigi.
So do we think Gigi's going to go back to AEW though?
I don't think so. I
Really?
I'm not
really don't
sure.
think so.
What do you
Not
think she's
sure.
Maybe
going to do?
probably independent stuff, and
Yeah, I was
then
gonna say because
hopefully
she got
TNA.
she got released from TNA. Yeah, that's a good point. Who I just saw her name too. Who was it? Which to be fair, Cora might go to TNA.
Yeah, I can see her there.
Who? Damn it, I can't remember her name because she got released from WWE and she's in TNA now and she's apparently doing pretty well there.
It's
Um,
not
no, it's not Dana Brooke. It's
oh, okay, I was gonna say
somebody
no
else.
way. It's Dana.
No,
Ash by Elegance.
it was more recent. I can't remember. It'll
Uh-huh.
it'll come to me. Well, to be fair, while I'm thinking of it, some of these NXT releases might be with the intent of them going to TNA
Yeah, I
and
could see it.
getting yeah, and it's getting some more reps in without them having to be on WWE's payroll.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I want to hop on since we're talking about TNA and NXT real quick before I have to head out. Guess who showed up to NXT this past Tuesday?
Was it? I want to say I saw this, but I'm drawing a blank. Who was it?
Elijah.
Oh,
Elias.
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, Elias showed up to NXT and like yeah. And
Wait,
he's in
Wasn't that
TNA
the
as
second time he
Elijah.
done it? I thought he was there before. Was maybe not.
No. No,
Why was I
like
thinking? Why was I thinking? No, he wasn't in AEW. I don't know why I was thinking that.
Oh no no no
uh,
no! I never see him there.
I don't know why
who?
I thought that. I'm like, wait, wasn't he in AEW? And it's like, no, he wasn't. I got my guitar guys mixed up. I'm thinking Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff.
But yeah, he showed up on this past TNA, and like I was so surprised. I was like,
That's cool.
he came out, and I'm like Elijah, and I'm like, why is it coming as Elijah? Because I'm saying
Oh yeah, I
like,
remember. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he had.
because I
Yeah, he looks different.
because I was saying I was like, oh, like he's back, but I figured he would have like I was thinking I was like, oh, it's after Mania, he's coming back, but he's going to NXT and then coming back up to the main roster. But I'm like, no, he's technically in TNA right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's under contract in TNA, so
yeah.
that'll be
He's been
interesting.
there
And then
for a bit.
honestly, everybody else in NXT, I don't even know who these people. Who knows who Jakara Jackson is?
Nope.
She was in a tag team with this other girl. She's pretty cool. She's
Oh,
okay.
okay. I'd probably seen her. I just don't know. And then
Yeah, yeah,
Eddie,
yeah. She,
and then
mhm.
Eddie Thorpe.
I've seen him, but I wouldn't even care. It's like
Then
honestly,
and Riley Osborne.
that's why I don't know.
Yeah,
I have
I
no
don't know what
idea.
that
Not
is.
sure.
Oro Mensa.
I have no idea.
Okay,
Not sure who
judging by
that
your
is either.
silence, that's not. He won't be missed. Javier Bernal.
Who?
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Danny Palmer.
These are wrestlers?
Which is funny, actually. On the Jim Cornette Experience, every now and again, they play a game called Porn Star or NXT Wrestler.
Oh my god.
Some of them are hard.
Yeah.
Some of them, I honestly don't know, and even more surprising. And then of course we got Joe and Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, who are collectively known as Gallus.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all gone. But
Oh,
additionally, and this one did surprise me. It doesn't shock me because she's not been on TV.
I hate it. Blair?
Who?
Blair Davenport?
Oh no, did
Well,
she
that
get
was
released?
Oh,
yeah, that
okay.
was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, while she wasn't released, apparently Shotzi's contract was not renewed. So she is,
Oh yeah, I did hear that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
she's left the company, but she was not released. They just, because I mean, God, they haven't been using her.
Well, she got hurt. Like
Yeah,
she got
I know.
hurt and she came back.
She will show
Mhm.
up in AEW. If she wants to wrestle, she will show up in AEW.
Yeah, her sister was there for a bit.
Now, who's her
For
sister? Because
I have no idea her name, but it looks just like her. It looks almost like identical to her.
okay, that
She was
may
with
explain some of my
MJF
confusion.
for a bit. She really didn't wrestle. She was just like there
All
with
right.
him, like his like arm candy.
Oh, that must have been when I wasn't watching.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
yeah.
Um,
But guys,
you
I've
gotta
got a
head out.
skedaddle. Yep. I
Alrighty,
will
and
talk to you
All
guys
right.
later.
we'll
Later.
wrap up. We'll wrap up here shortly, but because there were some recent signings and returns to take the place of these holes in the
Cool.
roster.
You guys all have a great day.
You
See you,
too. See
buddy.
you, man.
See ya.
And before we get to that, Hakeem, I've got a very important question for you. Do you like money?
Well, depends.
Depends on what you have to do. Well, what if I told you
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
a way?
yeah, yeah,
I like money to a point.
yeah,
If
yeah.
if Brock Lesnar's involved, it's a hard no. It's a hard pass. If Brock Lesnar
Depends.
and Vince McMahon are involved,
Oh no.
that's a hell no. Shit's gonna go down, and you're not gonna like it. But what if I told you there was a way that you can make money just by answering questions?
That's cool.
Yes, our friends at 1Q. It's an application that you download on your ye old smartphone, and periodically they just ask you a question. Sometimes it could be as easy as like, "What chips have you heard of?" That's a question I've actually
Uh-huh.
received. Because what they are is they're a marketing research company. But one of the coolest questions I ever got, and obviously the more complex the question, the more you get. You're not going to get
Yeah,
rich off this, folks, but it's extra
yeah,
cash deposits
yeah.
immediately into your PayPal account. But I thought this was really cool because they asked me, they had me watch a commercial for Lay's potato chips, and then they asked me things about it, you know, my opinion, blah blah blah. And I'll be damned if I didn't see that was the Super Bowl commercial for Lay's that played at the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
it wasn't the same commercial I saw because I saw two different versions of it. So
Uh-huh.
they got the information on what they thought was going to perform best in the ad. And they went with the right choice because it's the choice I made. So that automatically makes it right. I will get to that question here in a moment, Monticello, but right now I'm trying to sell you shit. So it's very simple. In the second link in the description, which actually I see now that it's not clickable, I will change that as soon as we get off the live. So if you're watching this not live, you can click it now. Is our link, and if you use our link to sign up, you get an additional 250 points. So I think that ends up being like 25 cents, but hey, it's a quarter you didn't have to click a
Oh
link.
yeah, I totally
Don't
cool,
don't
cool with
don't be lazy.
marketing.
Just click it. Just click the damn
Every
thing.
penny adds up.
Exactly. Monticello asked most sus wrestler. I don't like ever because if
Ever,
you're
I would
if
say maybe
New Jack.
between Gold Dust.
Oh no, New Jack is the most sus wrestler ever.
Yes,
Oh, okay, am I having a millennial moment here?
I think so.
Okay, what context are you using sus?
Let's think of Gold Dust. Um,
Oh, is that
no,
is like
flamboyant.
oh okay, so in this case sus means weird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh, gorgeous George.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that.
Contextually speaking. Yeah, okay, hang on.
Half a clock.
Now I got to think about this. Hmm. If we're talking weird, hmm.
Mine has to be Gold Dust. He
I'm
kisses
gonna
weird.
have to go with Gold Dust because, like, I'm thinking about people like Velveteen Dream, but that
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, a
Yeah, yeah,
little bit, but not. I mean,
yeah,
Gold Dust took it to a whole new level. And I mean,
yeah.
if you're gonna go in the context of the day, Gorgeous George wins in a landslide. But
By far.
I
Yeah,
think, but if you're talking ever, I think it's probably got to be Gold Dust
yeah.
because he legit made people uncomfortable. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Gold Dust. But if you're talking like suspicious, is like I don't know that I want to be around that New Jack.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's New Jack
I
wins
don't even
hands down.
consider New Jack a wrestler in a way.
I
He
mean, he
could
is.
wrestle.
I mean, he
He could
is.
wrestle. Yeah, yeah, but I don't know.
I, honestly, I can actually show you my favorite Benoit merch. Hang on one moment. I'm unless that question is supposed to be sarcastic.
Honestly, I don't really have any.
And this is assuming I'm not having another millennial moment. But to answer your question, this is my favorite piece of Benoit merch.
Alex.
This is his biography. Because remember back in the day when WWE would put out biography DVDs when you'd
Yeah,
have a new
yeah,
world champion?
yeah.
Uh, this is
That's
Benoit's
pretty cool.
after he won the world title. It's actually a really good documentary. Obviously,
Hmm. Yeah, everything
this
that
is
happened.
before
Yeah,
and actually you got here's the thing. It also these DVDs used to have like a documentary and then they'd have a bunch of matches too.
yeah.
Um what's with the eyes, Monticello? I feel like I'm being judged and I feel like I'm being judged for something I don't understand. So actually this is really awesome that they got these matches. So in this DVD set, good luck finding it. You've got Benoit versus as at the time Dynamite Kid against Jushin Liger for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title versus Too Cold Scorpio in WCW, Black Tiger in New Japan Super J Cup, The Great Sasuke in the Super J Cup, Sabu in ECW, Al Snow in ECW, Eddie Guerrero on Nitro,
That's gotta be
uh,
good.
Booker T at the Great American Bash, Bret Hart at the Owen Hart tribute match, William Regal on the Brian Pillman tribute show, Kurt Angle at the 2003 Royal Rumble, which was awesome, And it, of course, has the triple threat with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, where he won the title at WrestleMania 20. Right, I know that's the thing that
Yeah,
sucks
I
is
totally
because like
agree. He was
yeah,
a really good wrestler.
I still love
Yeah,
watching Benoit matches because he
absolutely.
was awesome in the ring.
Him and Kurt, it's
Fucking
amazing
terrible
matches.
human being because of what he
Yeah.
did, but I mean the matches were before that. So and I'm in agreement with just about everybody because everybody always asks, well, should he be in the Hall of Fame? No, not now. Before
Yeah,
all that, he was a shoe-in, but no, because
I would say his matches with other people, maybe like they shouldn't like blame Kurt
yeah, they should,
being like,
but WWE at the time, WWE is in an impossible position.
oh
Like
yeah, of course, yeah,
because if they keep the matches on, even though the matches make other people look good, if they keep the matches up on their networks,
yeah, I totally agree.
then
Mhm.
some person who doesn't understand that, you know, like you can enjoy Kanye's music, which save for one song I don't, but as an example, even though Kanye is a terrible human being, you can still enjoy his music because they're not mutually exclusive,
Mhm.
you
Oh
know.
yeah,
So
yeah. I always separate the person from the artist or the
I
person
mean
from like
to a
what they
point
do.
because
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
like I wouldn't buy an Adolf Hitler painting, you know, but
If I could sell it right
it
away.
was like not knowing it, not knowing. Actually, no, actually I take that back. I absolutely would buy an Adolf Hitler painting with the intent of selling it. Like I'm not gonna hang that in my house. But
Right
actually
next to
now
Chris Benoit.
karma's gonna get me now. I'm gonna find a really nice painting at some garage sale and turn out it's like who's out oh god. People like to view the overall Benoit experience in very black and white tones. Unfortunately, it is a complex and complicated matter that's never to excuse anything for. Yeah, exactly. But there was
Yeah.
once a time where I enjoyed watching Benoit. Oh, dude, I was a massive
Oh
Benoit
yeah.
fan. We
Same here.
did. So I don't know. I think you're new here, Monticello, but back in 2007, I did another. It was a different kind of wrestling show. But our, what was that? Was that the second or third episode, Hakeem? I can't. No, it was the second episode.
Second.
Our second episode of Weekly Wrestling Wrap Up was the week that the Benoit thing went down, and we were like, "What do we do?" Because we didn't know.
Yeah.
Like
I
we made a
remember when
statement.
it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, we made a statement at the time our show aired, and we didn't know. What we just knew that the family died.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're it was wild. I really feel bad for David Benoit though, his oldest son from a previous marriage.
He looks just like
He
him.
looks just like him.
I'm like, he was like, I want to wrestle so much, but I
I
was like,
know. And the thing is like, yeah, he should be able to wrestle under
yeah,
his name. But
I don't think it will be under his name though.
well no, he's
Maybe
talked
something.
about it. Well, because
I don't know.
as he put it, he wasn't the only Benoit.
Yeah, of course not.
And I'll be honest, I really it would be much harder for David, but I think I've never seen him wrestle, but assuming that he was good in the ring and had, that presence, he could salvage at least part of the name, but it would be a real uphill battle.
Yeah,
With good booking, it could be done. So he's not going to wrestle in AEW. And WWE doesn't want to be within 100 yards of
they would never
the
touch that.
Benoit name.
No,
So
not even TNA because they're part of it.
honestly, maybe he should just go to Japan.
Yeah, that would be the best bet because no one really knows him.
Well, I
Or
mean, they
they'll
do, but
they do, but they may not know the history
I mean,
just yet.
they probably know, but well, and the thing
Mhm.
is, though, if he went through the dojo system, there would be ample time for them to kind of because New Japan's really good at bringing out information slowly. Because at first
Okay.
he would just be, what would you call that? He would be, what do they call them?
It's called the Young Boys or something.
Yeah, there's another term. Young lions. That's what they're
Yeah,
called.
okay, young
Yeah.
lions, young boys.
The young boy, they're called young boys when they're training, but then when
Oh, okay.
they kind of sort of graduate to TV, but they still wear the uniform black trunks and
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
all,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
young lions. Which I really like that system actually. It makes for really good storytelling, and it gives them time to lay the foundation for a character going forward, as opposed to AEW where it's like, oh, you started wrestling school 3 months ago, put him on TV. He's
Yeah.
ready. But
Sink
anyway,
or swim.
which, by the way, Monticello, thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, we really would appreciate it if you subscribed so you could catch us when we go live, and then also weekly wrestling wrap up. Say that fast 5 times. Goes up on our alternate weeks because we go live every 2 weeks. Although that is probably going to change in the next few months. We don't know yet. But anyway, some WWE signings and returns, and these didn't surprise me at all because I called this one. Aleister Black is back.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
When he said he might be done wrestling, I was like, "No, you're not. You just want to get out of AEW." Oh God, he must be. I figured this was coming for multiple reasons, not least of which being when his wife, Zelina Vega, returned to WWE, and this was shortly after Malachi Black debuted in AEW. I was like, "Ah, that
Yeah, yeah.
sucks." That sucks for them because um they're really close. Like they have a YouTube
Uh-huh.
channel where they do a bunch of like couple videos and
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah. I spoke to his wife when she was on like doing Twitch stuff.
oh yeah, that's right because she did I don't
Yeah.
even know I don't I'm sure she still does Twitch, but
No, I think she stopped it. She stopped it for a bit,
she's
or they
busy.
made her. Yeah,
Well, I know that she quit because at one
yeah,
point they were telling them that they either had to stop doing all their third party stuff or they had to like give
yeah. Exactly.
money. And then she was like, and that's what this show stood with Thea Trinidad, which is Zelina Vega's real name. But
Hmm.
that felt like a dox, and I didn't mean to. But like it's public. I think that's her username.
Yeah,
Um, and then very shortly after that, they relented and said, "Yeah, no, that was kind of well." They were getting ready to get into a massive legal problem because it's already dicey how they do business because all the wrestlers are independent contractors, but they're treated like employees. And
yeah. I never liked that part.
and I don't know how they get away with it year after year after year.
Oh, I know how. No one really
Yeah,
does nothing
nobody.
about it. And like,
I mean, yeah, I understand how, but they shouldn't,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? Like, because it's real. It's as someone who has been misclassified in past employment, um, it kind of really does screw over the worker. And now, to be fair, WWE does cover all like medical stuff that happens in relation to like in-ring injuries and stuff like that, but it's just
yeah,
they're not legally required to. I might be part of the contract, but other
yeah.
than
Uh-huh.
that, there's no law saying that they have to do that. They obviously should, and I think they do it just to avoid legal trouble. But anyway, that's a whole another thing. So Aleister Black is back, and we already talked about this. Rusev returned,
Yeah,
another another person who couldn't wait to get the hell out of AEW.
yeah. He been left. Like, he moved to a different country.
Well, history is repeating itself because remember the Monday Night Wars, it started with a bunch of people jumping ship to WCW for more money, and then they got there and realized it was an insane asylum, and then a bunch of
Yeah,
people were
yeah,
jumping ship back to the WWF at the time and all saying pretty much the same thing. It's like, yeah, I mean, I know what I'm doing when I get to TV. you know? But and then they're also not officially on television yet, but Jeff Cobb is reported to have signed with WWE, and
okay.
his official debut is anticipated soon. So that I'm kind of surprised it took that long,
Me too. Like, he's been out there for so long. I thought he
so
been would
long.
have been signed to someone.
It's funny because I
And he
talked
had
about
like a
it.
big push at one point, like before the pandemic or
Yeah,
during that time. It was like a
he
big.
was he was pushed massive. Well, that
Yeah.
was so two things really stopped New Japan's expansion into the United States. One was COVID, the other was AEW,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
which I'm kind of like, I was happy the AEW was a thing, but I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of sore at him because I was like, oh, you just cut New Japan's knees out from under them. Thanks a lot for
Uh-huh.
that because New Japan was so awesome back then. I mean,
Yeah.
it still is, but
Still pretty good. It's just I
it's
know
not
exactly
what
what
it
you mean.
once was. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that was next level. So cool.
It was, especially like it was New Japan and oh, ROH.
Yeah, Ring of Honor, they were,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it was just so different from WWE. So
Yeah.
they could have coexisted in North America because it was
Hmm.
just so different.
It was fun. It was like it reminded me of the 90s, just fun wrestling storylines. You know, nothing too childish.
But WWE has also signed Called This Crap too. Uh, they have signed a number of talents directly from AAA, including Alberto El Patron. Alberto Del Rio, for those who don't know, is returning
Really?
to WWE.
Oh, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, well, any hope you had of Paige coming back to WWE, that's gone.
Honestly, I think Paige is gone. Like, I don't think she can wrestle.
I think she's
I
gonna
think
hang it
she's
up.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I
Like, I would like to see her. I just don't think her body can handle it. Like, I really think she's kind of be up.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
If it turns out that her body can't handle it, then I have some serious questions of the legitimacy of AEW's medical clearance because like they
Well,
cleared her to
technically, she
wrestle.
only wrestled maybe a few times there, and then afterwards, she was put on the shelf really quick. Like, she wrestled a little bit, and then may have done
Yeah,
3 matches, 4.
this might be a contract run out.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to see her back because I think her WWE run just got, and I understand why it was an injury, but it ended so abruptly. It would be nice to see that story end, even if it was just like a quick run.
Yeah. And it
But
got messy towards the end, like really messy.
yeah, yeah.
Leaks and other
Well,
forms of leaking.
there was leakage. And then they also signed Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. So for those of you who don't, now this I get mixed up because Dr. Wagner is another one of those luchadors that gets a new person, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Okay.
because I think the original, I don't remember the original A version of Dr. Wagner was in Lucha Underground. I don't know if this is the same person. Um,
Oh, okay.
with the name being Hijo de Dr. Wagner, I think this is another person because for those of you who don't speak Spanish, Hijo means son, so it's son of Dr. Wagner Jr. So Dr. Wagner the third because it's son of Dr. Wagner Jr.
Oh yeah, I see him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he looks cool.
yeah, he was in at least I think Dr. Wagner Jr. was in Lucha Underground and
Yeah, yeah.
called
That's a
it
cool mask.
Hijo del Vikingo
Uh-huh.
is going to WWE. That was obvious. They already put him on TV at WrestleMania. Uh, they signed La Parca.
Oh, really? Oh,
Now this is the new La Parca because the original
yeah.
is dead. But
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was like, of course. I'm like,
yeah, uh,
yeah.
La Hiedra. I don't know who that is. Lady Flamer, Lady Maravilla, and Nino Hamburguesa.
Uh, I know they're gonna be probably like a luchador house party part
Is it
2.
Cheeseburger? Remember Cheeseburger?
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
Because for again, those who don't speak Spanish, Nino Hamburguesa just means hamburger boy.
Yeah.
And this is what's truly fascinating about the internet is now that AAA and WWE or now that WWE acquired AAA, I'm seeing a lot more AAA content on social media.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
And there's a trios team called Las Toxicas. I've never seen them wrestle, but apparently their entrance is very popular.
I gotta watch it.
I well I don't get it, but it's because I haven't seen them, and the song they come out to is probably really popular as well.
Yeah,
But
uh-huh.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised that that's a gimmick for them.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I have concerns, but I just hope WWE doesn't rob AAA of all of its talent.
Yeah, and it'll be like a shell of itself.
Yeah. Now, presumably, since WWE owns it, even if they sign
Yeah.
people, they can go back. And I do have to correct myself because I had said, which I didn't know this, but I should have looked. I had said that Stephanie Vaquer was a AAA wrestler. She's never wrestled for AAA ever. She wrestled for CMLL.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I guess you get them mixed up, you know. They're
Well, I mean,
kind of
she
two
was out
biggest.
there. She was out there
Yeah,
with all
yeah.
the AAA guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, so understandable mistake, but because I think in the back of my head I knew that, but I don't. I just hope that
It
now I can watch AAA in the States. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, definitely.
Because, great, more wrestling.
That'd be cool too. I haven't watched Evolve in a few weeks.
I haven't watched it yet once. I can't stress enough how there's too much wrestling on TV.
Yeah.
There's too
And to
much.
follow every storyline of every person, like when I go back to watch NXT, I'm like, who are these people?
I know.
The-
It's like, I
Like,
don't even know
how are they
the
champion?
NXT. Yeah, the NXT champion. I don't even know who he is.
I don't know either. I don't know if it's someone we know. Is it Ricky Starks?
I've just been calling him Mbaku because he reminds me of Mbaku from Black Panther.
Oh, that guy. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Oberfinley or
yeah.
something. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good.
He's got the African gimmick that's actually good and not like what they
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
do with Apollo Cruz.
Shelton, not Shelton, the other guy. Apollo
Apollo
Creed
Cruz. Oh,
Cruz. Yeah.
wait. Yeah, it was Apollo Cruz. I, dude, that was so funny to me because I'm not even joking. Like, I saw the episode where they debuted that gimmick, and I'm like, last week he was an American.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Last week, 7 days ago, he was a normal American, and now he's a Nigerian prince, but not a Nigerian prince from today, like a
Yeah.
Nigerian prince from like
Back.
1870.
Yeah.
Like his guys have
Yeah.
spears and shit. But he's got another taller dude with him who looks like an African general from like 1991. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is
He looked
clearly
like
Vince
South
McMahon.
African too
Yeah,
at that.
this is clearly Vince McMahon's idea. And nobody had the guts to walk up and do it being like, Vince, racist isn't a strong enough word for what this is. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and just go with pure ignorance because I can't believe that you would consciously do something this stupid and offensive. Like the only way they could have made it worse is if his gimmick was he was trying to get people to give him money. Like that's the only way it could have been
Yeah.
worse.
Advanced free, fee fraud. Like you just
It's
won
okay.
$1 million. Just give me
All
10.
you have to do is send me $100 and I will secure your portion of the treasury of Nigeria once I'm back in power.
Honestly, that would work. Honestly, that would make
Honestly,
the
it
gimmick a
kind of
lot
would have made
better.
it better, honestly.
Yeah.
Because then the gimmick would have been a scam and it would have made sense because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like Apollo, everybody knows that you're not, I mean, you might be of Nigerian descent, I don't
Yeah, I
know,
think
but
he
like,
is. I think he actually is from Nigeria or something like
oh,
that.
is he
But
really? Okay, now I
I
gotta
think
look
so.
because I might be the
I think he
racist.
actually is Nigerian.
Hang on. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, I stand corrected. It wasn't racist because his Christian name is Sisug Isaac Ua. Oh, that's why he went by Ua Nation.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
But he was American. I mean, no, he was. He is.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
born in
Okay.
America.
He's American. Yeah. He
Yeah,
was.
yeah, he's American.
He's. So, okay. Then. Okay. I gotta. Oh, why did it say Niger? Literally before I clicked on it, it said Nigerian, but then I clicked on the article and it says American.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
tell he has no Nigerian accent whatsoever.
Right, right. But even if he's of Nigerian ancestry, he was born in the
Yeah,
United States.
yeah.
Oh, he
I
attended
think he was
Auburn
in.
University. Okay, well.
Mhm.
Okay, so Ua is of Nigerian descent. Both his parents originally hailing from Benue State. It's Benue. His sister is in the United States Army. Good for her. So yes, he is an American of Nigerian descent. So it's a little bit less racist, but still problematic. Good job, Vince.
Yeah. Especially the way
It's
it was done.
it's right up there with Kung Fu Naki. It's fine, or the Mexicools.
Oh no, I disagree. I loved the Mexicals.
Oh no, I'm not saying it was
Super
bad. I'm just
crazy.
saying
The
the lawnmowers.
lawnmowers.
I mean, is it
That was so
funny?
cool.
Is it funny? Yes.
Yeah,
Is it offensive? Maybe, but everyone's got their
kind of,
price,
but
right? Listen, it's pro wrestling. Offensive works. Like it's an area where you can just get away with things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get away with.
I really liked them. I know one that was like really bad at hurting people. Think that show was super crazy, or one of them, the three of them,
Was
one
who
out of the
was it?
three. It was one
I,
of them, super crazy. It was two other guys.
I have a hard time seeing super crazy. I think it might have been Juventud Guerrera. Was Juventud Guerrera in
Yes,
that group?
yes. That's the
Yeah,
guy. Yes, yes,
I've heard
yeah,
he has a reputation of.
yeah. He legitimately hurt a couple of guys. It seemed to be on purpose for some
Yeah, actually,
reason.
if you want to watch a great match, watch oh, who did he wrestle? Super Crazy had a match at ECW One Night Stand one.
Uh huh.
Um, who did he wrestle? It's an awesome match, and I feel stupid for not.
I know he did to Jerry one time. That
Oh,
was
it was
good.
Tajiri. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's who it
Yeah, that
was.
was a good match.
It's a great match, dude.
Yeah,
It's an
I really
awesome
liked that. I
match.
was like, he was my favorite one of all three of them.
Yeah, and then an interesting one. I never got confirmation on this. I don't know if this was the actual finish or they stopped it early because of somebody got hurt. But at ECW One Night Stand 2, you had Rey Mysterio versus Sabu, and the match ends extremely abruptly. And I think it's because somebody got hurt.
Yeah,
I think Rey got a concussion, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
Yeah, because it just ends very. Yeah,
Yeah. You
it's a
could
great
tell
match
something.
up to that
Yeah.
point. It's awesome, but anyway, that was it. That's everybody that got released and everybody who got re-signed or signed.
Oh yeah, Tegan Knox. She got re-signed, I think, to AEW. Not too sure. That's true. But I did hear that. And
Well, probably on our next show we'll talk about who ended up in AEW.
yeah. The Hurt
So,
Business. Cedric's in there now.
oh, is he? That doesn't
Yeah. Yeah.
shock me at all.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That
and
was
once
good.
again, AEW has not fired their social media person because the things that they're posting on social media, why are you
Oh yeah,
posting this
yeah.
stupid shit? I saw an actual clip of during a match one of the Bucks had his hair down and Ricochet rolled underneath behind him and got
Yeah,
up in his
uh-huh.
hair and gave himself a wig in the middle of a match.
Stupid.
It's
Mm.
it's so stupid. It's so stupid. And it's
It's
like
like, oh yeah.
I know a lot of people love the Tony Storm thing, but why are we cheering just the promos aren't funny. They're not.
It's
It's it
endearing.
it's desperate. It's so
Well,
desperate.
some are good, some are nah. It's like I just wanted to wrestle.
Right, yeah, exactly. But anyway, this has been down the middle. Make sure you check out Visitor.ai and 1Q to save or make money. Well, you save
Yep.
time. You don't really save money, but
Get paid for your time.
for yeah, but yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, same here.
Kind of lackluster ending. Oh, no, I lied. We do have a high note to end on. So
We,
Yeah, the
yeah,
song.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Doom. So we will leave you with that. But Hakeem, I will leave it up to you as if you want to give details on the creation of this song or not.
Oh, the only thing like I added to like the AI prompts was the booking of Triple H in the over the triple threat matches.
So yes, and actually, I think we might
I
make
was
this. We might make this not an every episode thing, but every now and again,
like,
we're gonna have some. Hakeem's gonna give us some topical
yeah,
AI
I gotta do one
generated
for
music.
AEW.
Oh,
Tony Tony Khan. I gotta do one for Tony
oh,
Khan.
dude, do do one, do
Oh,
one where the title is Twinkle Toes McFinger Bang, please.
definitely.
But so thank you for enjoying Down the Middle. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And then here is our debut AI wrestling musical segment, the game's Gambit.
Gambit. Yeah.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Hunter Hearst, what's the plan in your head? Creative control, left the product for dead. Stacked talent buried 6 feet deep. You play the game, but the fans don't sleep. Oh, Triple H, what's your legacy? Dreams deferred for your pedigree. Golden shovel, it's a tragedy. Booking blunders, your only strategy. NXT was your claim to goal, but main roster stories got oversold. Vince's shadow you try to evade, but even your reign left fans dismayed. You scripted the plot but lost the thrill. The crowd chants now are bitter and shrill, pushing your pets while others fall, but the game's rules don't work at all. Oh, Triple H, what's your legacy? Dreams deferred for your pedigree. Golden shovel, it's a tragedy. Booking blunders, your only strategy. Legends return, chasing old flash, while future stars get tossed in the trash. You build them up just to tear them down. Your throne's built high, but it's crumbling now. NXT was your claim to gold, but main roster stories got oversold. Vince's shadow you tried to evade, but even your reign left fans dismayed. You scripted the plot but lost the thrill. The crowd chants now are bitter and shrill, pushing your pets while others fall, but the game's rules don't work at all. Oh, Triple H, what's your legacy? Dreams deferred for your pedigree. Golden shovel, it's a tragedy. Booking blunders, your only strategy. Legends return, chasing old flash, while future stars get tossed in the trash. You build them up just to tear them down. Your throne's built high, but it's crumbling now.